When we think about things like digital footprint, we're really talking about our digital reputation. And we have to remember that reputations are difficult. They are things that take a time to build up and can be obliterated in seconds. And when we think about social media platforms and our online reputation, we oftentimes think about privacy settings, that maybe they're the way around keeping our reputation to ourselves. But it's important to remember that privacy settings are only as valuable as the people within your network or your audience. You have to think about the permanency of your post. Whatever you type and share with other people could be around forever. So when we're doing that, we have to really think about, what would a future employer think about this? What would our parents think about this? Because once we send something, we surrender ownership of that. Once it is sent to somebody else, the access of changing that or screenshotting that or editing that or sharing that, your safety is only as strong as the weakest link in the chain, which is the people within your network. So it comes back to trust. It comes back to trusting each other and having great trust in the network and audience with which you share your information. So protect your reputation online. The best way to do that is to not share anything that will tarnish your reputation, and thinking carefully about who you're taking pictures of, because other people's reputation can be damaged as well. From the point of view of, if I'm in the background of a photograph that you're sharing and I'm looking in a really strange way, or the camera has caught me at a bad angle, that may not be nice for me to be shared around, even though the image of you is quite flattering and improving your reputation, it may be damaging others. So before we do anything to protect our online reputation, we need to think before we post. We need to think carefully about who will be damaged or affected by this material, and would I be bothered if this material was shared widely? When we're protecting our online reputation, we really have to be careful around what it is that we share, what information we're sharing about ourselves, and what information we're sharing about other people. We sometimes can over-rely on privacy settings, suggesting that they are, the answer to all these issues. But it's important to remember that even with the tightest of privacy settings, your safety of message is only as contained as the people within your circle. So whatever the audience is that you're sharing with, if one person in that group screenshots that, edits it, and shares it with somebody else, well, then that information is gone. So it's really important to say that whenever we share something, as soon as we press that send button, we surrender ownership of that image or that message. And so from the point of view of when you send something, always be careful to think about the impact of that on your reputation. Almost before you share it, think to yourself, if my parents saw this, if my granny saw this, if my teacher saw this, or if a potential employer down the line saw this, would they have any idea or different opinion about me, my person, and my intentions? So if there's anything that's at all sketchy or anything that is at all kind of doesn't do your character or your reputation any benefit, it's best not to post. Because remembering the permanency of this can share, even though it's deleted, it may be screenshotted and it can go viral, it can go around the houses. And, from the point of view, you've no control over where that goes after you've sent it. The second part is, how is it affecting other people? Are there other people mentioned, or are there other people in the image that it is not very flattering to, or have I the potential to damage someone else's reputation? And reputations are hard built. We put in a lot of time to build positive reputations about ourselves. Those positive reputations can be obliterated in a second if we send something that is, defamation, or that is poor or reflects poorly on us. So we have to protect our reputations both online and offline. So before sending that last image, before pressing send, before sending something out where you surrender control over it, pause, think about the impact on you and other people. And if there's no issue, by all means press send. But if there is, maybe think again, and maybe a second thought might do your reputation and the reputation of other people a lot of good.